shops, offices are deserted in Anambra community as Nigerian army personnel clash with gunmen. Residents of the Ukpo community in the Inewi South local government area of Anambra State have been in panic attack after gunmen and Nigerian army personnel engaged in a shootout. Major roads, shops, and other public offices have also been deserted and amid fear of attacks. It was learned that there was heavy shooting around St. John's Church Ukpo Amadim village and a few other parts of the community. As a result of the ongoing security operation, the inhabitants of the besieged area were advised to remain indoors and avoid the roads. Ukpo has been a theatre of murder and other grisly crimes in the state in recent times. Barely 3 days ago, unknown gunmen killed a former state lawmaker, Honorable Nelson Emeka Achukwu. The former lawmaker was reportedly kidnapped in his home in Ukpo despite being physically challenged. His decapitated body was later found at the bank of Ulasi River and was quickly buried by the family on Tuesday, June 21st, 2022 evening, as the body was already decomposing. Now that is very, very scary. That is very, I don't even know how to explain that, but I think it's such negative news, because what we should be hearing is, because this news basically puts the Nigerian army personnel and the gunmen at an equal, as equals, because the word clash doesn't signify or allude to a winning side. So it's a thing where it's like, are you trying to say that the Nigerian army personnel cannot override and deal? It's a different thing if it says Nigerian army personnel wins or takes over or de-escalates or arrests gunmen. A clash signifies that nobody won. A clash signifies it's ongoing. A clash signifies that the Nigerian police are not winning. It's like it's a battle for them, and it shouldn't be, because it's actually very, very sad. And for I think statistics, I think Peter B made this mention one time that for a country of 200 million people, the number of public servants who are in security for the Nigerian police force or security force is just 400,000. And he was actually making known that for a country of 200 million people, at least we should have 1 million security personnel. So it's a thing where we are actually severely understaffed when it comes to our security, because at the end of the day, trying to curb security problems is not a thing where you don't just invest for arms and whatever. It's like we need people in that area as well. But then again, with the way security members are treated, it's not even a career that is promoted or seen as something that is worth going into, because the Nigerian government is not taking care of your lives. And there's so many horror stories as to even the treatment of police personnel, army personnel in the security force, and also their pensions. And we're talking public servants, right? At least you are serving the public, you should have a certain kind of privilege, right? So it should be a thing where, okay, fine, this is a risky job, but then the rewards that come with it because you're working for the government should also be a perk that should promote that. So yes, instead of talking about how the clashes are going on, and again, we should be proactive rather than reactive, as Peter Obi would say, because there's a difference in complaining and restating your problem, and then there's a difference with that and also trying to find action and what we can do about it. So yeah, that's why I thought of that, because I'm like, whoa, for a country that is severely understaffed, it's the same thing in the UK and other countries in the health system, where it's like the health staff, doctors and nurses are literally so understaffed, and it's a thing where how can they cater to a country? And if you look at the numbers, look at the proportion rate actually. If we have army personnel of what, or security personnel that is let me actually calculate it. Wait, was it for every... Okay, I can't do the calculation right now. But if you take 400,000 people, or 400,000 army personnel that's meant to take care of 200 million people. Of course, the numbers do not add up. That does not make sense. That is literally impossible. So yeah, for a country of 200 million people, I mean, we have America, we have other countries that that are of the same, but then the investment in their security force is very, very big. Not that we don't have the money. The question is where all these money, where is it going to? That is the question I need to ask. A comment here says, I hope to see this match of valor in the far north too, where killings are happening and our borders are porous. I mean, it seems like there are certain clashes that are only in certain regions. When it comes to the real, as this person really highlighted, like when it comes to the real deal where there's the pressure is high and the stakes are higher, we don't hear anything about it. It's not bad if Nigeria's army speak to them in the language they understand, as far as peaceful citizens living there are not affected. Well, they're understaffed and they're under-equipped. That is a complaint that has been, I mean, if you actually think about it, if you've ever been stopped by the Nigerian police, I think it is very, it's so backwards to even travel between states and you get to a place where you'd say control, well, border control within states, right? And the difference, what you see is a bunch of tires and you see a log of wood and several men with guns and you think I should feel safe. Does that even make sense? No. Does that actually make sense? And it's just the thing of, okay, fine, we're not even talking, I mean, these are gunmen. Gunmen are increasing in their importance when it comes to how much of a nuisance they are. I mean, when you talk about gunmen, we shouldn't put them on the same level as, let's say, Boko Haram, where we're, okay, fine, we need equipment to fight these. But it seems like even with gunmen who should not be at the level of urgency or severity as Boko Haram, it's like they're getting to that state where, okay, fine, it seems like even the Nigerian police are going to have to put in some measurable effort to defeat them, So yeah, it's just like now thinking on a basic level of these public servants just serving the people, right? Severely understaffed. Technology is just out of it. Logistics, no. It's just so sad. Like, we don't have, I mean, we probably do have an emergency number, but how effective is it? But as I was saying as well, like, traveling with country, even within a state, you just go to a place and then you don't even know if they're actual officers of the law. There could be people just holding guns, have a log of wood, and that would serve as a barrier, and so you have to get checked there. I mean, it's so embarrassing. I mean, really, it's a log of wood that is going to differentiate between you entering one point to another, and that should be a proper checkpoint. I mean, it is very embarrassing, and in that regard, it just shows how behind we are in terms of our security force. In terms of how our security force deals with domestic incidences, let alone incidences of a national or even regional importance. Put what you think and don't forget to like and subscribe.